got the system, put it wherever they wanted, even in a HPC, back in an organization or at a cloud system, and they run it on their own.
There are many obstacles to early warning, to really trying to progress and advance early warning systems and anticipatory action across the continent.
We need to have more water quality data to be incorporated into the GeoPortal, and for riverine-based management, we need more products to emphasize on near real-time monitoring.
Here I have examples of, how to collect the data. You have GPS, you have paper records, but most importantly these days we have mobile applications that kind of make the work easier and faster.
And lastly, I think, this has been said before, but we believe that there's a definite synergy between the work we're doing in GMS in Africa and the policies of AfriGEO. And we want to work together, and just from the response, we want more and more people to be involved in marine and coastal domain. So thank you very much. I think I've kept my time. And
one of the key patterns that we have found is quite useful at tackling these development challenges is implementing a specific pattern within the geospatial technology or the GIS space called WebGIS, right? So this is essentially a pattern that allows us to be able to have mapping on any platform at any point in time and can be used by anyone.
There are certain weeds. If they can eat these weeds, if they drink water, they eventually die. So there are a lot of problems that affect the wealth of these rural communities. So we came up with a solution where we are providing livestock tracking monitoring, and what we wanted to start from a very minimum cost based kind of a solution. So we developed a system and we imported GPS tracking devices just to test if there's a demand for technology use in rural communities, because first of all, before you can build a system, you need to understand if there is a market to start with.
There always has to be a champion, an institution that takes the lead, in order to form this. But it's now hosted within the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research to ensure that we have the coordination locally, we have the engagements locally, to ensure that we have the networks, created, we have all the organizations participating to ensure that, we have a viable, vibrant, Earth observations community in South Africa.
And we are proud to have one among us, which is South Africa, which has done amazingly well.
Create a conducive environment for youth engagement, and in what ways can we celebrate and promote the African youth achievements? And also we need to be able to celebrate the youth achievements, because we believe that empowering the African youth in Earth observation is the pathway to progress.
In the end, it's about keeping land in balance and balancing conflicting goals in the area through spatial planning.
We have decades worth of satellite data. Pictures of Africa's geographies. Our coastlines have been archived, produced for more than 30 years. And yet the use of these is still underexploited. So this is what we're really trying to do and change through Digital Earth Africa.
I think universities, at least in Kenya, have a deliberate effort program to ensure more women come into the technical areas.
And what we also believe in is the same as some people have mentioned, where the technology at that level should be an invisible layer to simply support their economic advancement without them having to change or take on or learn or have a very steep learning curve of new technology. So they'll be using AI without actually having to interact with desktop platform.
Now, the project aims to maintain, further develop and provide a sustainable platform for local, institutional, human and technical capabilities across Southern African countries.
Part of the group on Earth observations to assemble and talk about issues in their countries, around the continent that affects them. But it's also an opportunity for countries to showcase what they have done when it comes to the use of Earth observations to address critical issues affecting these countries.
We have more than 20 countries. The majority of these countries that are taking part in this particular event comes from Africa. We have few very strategic parties and partners from outside of Africa, be it country representatives or institutional representatives. That's a promising issue for me, being partaking the first time in this kind of event, this steering committee.